Sector 9 was quiet. Too quiet, Captain Relner stood at the bridge of the Varine, a sleek patrol cruiser of the Galactic Union. The ship floated near the edge of a dead zone, an area of space no one visited. Ships that entered never came back. Nothing grew there. No stars, no signals. Just empty, cold black. Relner stared at the data screen. There, he said, pointing. Something moved. His science officer, Kelra, checked her console. Sir, I'm detecting a small ripple, like a wave in gravity. But there's no object. No heat, no life signs. That can't be right, Relner said. Nothing moves on its own in a vacuum. Send a drone. Kelra nodded. A small probe launched from the Varine, zooming into the black fog of the dead zone. Everyone watched the screen. 5 seconds passed. 10, 30. Then signal lost. No explosion? Asked Relner. Kelra shook her head. Nothing. It just disappeared. Like it fell into a hole, the room fell silent. Crew members exchanged worried looks. Relner leaned forward. Run a deep scan. All frequencies. Kelra tapped quickly. Her face slowly went pale. Captain, she said quietly, we're getting something very weak. Audio only. It's old. Play it. The speakers crackled. Static filled the room, and a voice broken, metallic, and human cut through. USS Revenant status. Operational. Relner froze. I can't. B. The Revenant was destroyed 90 years ago. Never came back. That's right, said Kelra. It vanished in this exact sector. Give me records on the Revenant. Full report. Another officer, LT Dresk, pulled up the old files. Human vessel. Deep recon ship. Sent to map this region before the Union banned travel here. Crew of 60. Captain Elias Ward declared lost after 12 hours. Relner turned to face his crew. Then why is it broadcasting now? Nobody answered. Kelra stared at her screen. Captain, I'm detecting another pulse. It's moving fast. Heading straight for us. Red lights blinked. Alarms rang. Shields up, Relner shouted. Prepare for evasive, and then it stopped. The pulse vanished just before hitting the Varine. All systems went silent for 3 seconds. Then the lights returned. The alarms stopped. Report, Relner barked. Kelra looked shaken. All systems normal. No damage, but something scanned us. Something very powerful. Another officer, Jorah, looked confused. The computer says we were contacted by our own ship. Everyone turned. What do you mean? Relnor asked. Jorah hesitated. The Revenant signal. It matched one of our emergency codes. The kind used to request help. But this one wasn't sent from inside our ship. It was reflected from outside. Like something copied our code and sent it back. Relner's eyes narrowed. Is this a trap? Kelra whispered. Or a warning? For a moment, nobody moved. Then Kelra's screen flashed again. Captain, she said slowly. The Revenant just appeared on our map. What? It's faint, but it's there. About 200 kilometers ahead. Visuals. Kelra shook her head. Nothing. It's invisible to all sensors. But something ... is definitely there. Relner gave a hard look. I'll stop. Full scan. Don't move us an inch. Outside there was only black space. No stars. No ships. But the crew felt it. A pressure. A coldness. Like something was staring back at them. Then a low voice came through the ship's speaker. Calm and slow. Why did you come here? Everyone froze. No one had touched the radio. The voice continued. You should not have followed the signal. Relner's blood ran cold. Who are you? No reply, just static. Then the Revenant signal appeared again, louder this time. USS Revenant status. Operational. But this time, something was added. Captain Ward, present. The message repeated. Captain Ward, present. Relner stood silently. That name, Elias Ward. It was real, but how could he be alive? He looked around the room. The crew waited for his command. He spoke quietly. Came to investigate. But I think we found something we weren't meant to see. Kelra asked. Sir? Should we leave? Relnor shook his head. No, we sent another drone. One built to survive anything. I want to see what's out there. As the drone prepared for launch, Relnor whispered to himself, Ghosts don't send signals, but deep inside, he wasn't so sure. The new drone, named Eco-7, was built for deep space danger. Its body was shielded. Its eye was strong. If anything could survive in the dead zone, it was Echo-7. Captain Relnor stood at the front of the command deck. Launch Eco-7, he ordered. The drone shot forward into the darkness. Everyone watched the screen in silence. Inside the dead zone, light seemed to vanish. Eco-7 moved slowly. Scanners ran at full power. Kelra spoke. We're getting live visuals. Still no object detected. The gravity shifts are stronger now. On the screen, black space stretched endlessly. Suddenly, shapes began to appear. Not solid, just shadows. Long, stretched forms flickering like smoke. Are those ships? Asked LT. Dresk Kelra zoomed in. No hulls. No engines, just energy forms, like ghosts. The drone turned slowly, then stopped. Everyone leaned forward. Ahead of it floated a shape, faint, huge, motionless. Its outline matched a human ship. Is that the Revenant? Relnor asked. Kelra's voice was tight. Yes, or something wearing. Its shape. The hull looked rusted but untouched by time. No lights, no engines, no motion. Yet the drone's sensors screamed. Something is jamming the signal, Kelra said. Hard on the screen, a cold fog spread around the drone. Visuals. Glitched, then the screen went black. No. Kelra tapped fast. Drone is still active. But something's inside it. Inside? Relnor asked. Yes. Something hacked its camera. Then the drone's speakers turned on, and a whisper echoed through the veering. You are not ready. To see, the voice was deep, human, but not alive. It was full of static, like it came from a memory. Relnor stood still. Who is this? Are you Captain Ward? No answer, just the sound of breathing then. Another voice, a new one. Higher, weaker. He's watching. He remembers. Kelra's screen glowed red. A message appeared. Leave. The drone's feed came back for 1 second. The crew saw the Revenant again closer now, and on its outer hull. They saw a writing burned deep into the metal. Death is just a beginning. Then the drone shook violently. Kelra shouted, Drone is being pulled. Gravitational force rising. On screen, the Revenant's shadow grew larger. Suddenly the drone screamed at System A. I sent out a final emergency signal. Error. Error. Self-termination required. And then silence. The feed was gone. Eco-7 was no more. The bridge of the veering went quiet. No one spoke. Relnor stared at the dark screen. That ship didn't destroy the drone with weapons, he said. It got inside its mind. Kelra nodded. It knew our systems. It used our own code. Jorah asked, Captain, what if that ship isn't just haunted? What if it's alive? No one laughed, because deep down, they all felt the same thing. That wasn't just metal floating in space. It was something else. Something watching them suddenly. The Viren's lights dimmed. Kelra yelled, We're being scanned. Tech. By memory. Relnor turned sharply. Explain. I don't know, she said. It's like someone is searching our crew records. Looking at our past. The ship groaned deep and low. Then all screens turned off, pitch black. Then one by one, each screen blinked back on. Every screen now showed one image. A man. Gray hair. Hard eyes. Wearing an old Earth captain's uniform. Relnor whispered, Captain Elias Ward. The image spoke. You left us. You erased us. But we never stopped watching. The image faded. The Viren's power returned. Kelra gasped. Captain, our ship log shows a file was just added.
By who?
She read it aloud. By. Revenant Relnor stood straight. His voice was firm. We can't run. Not yet. We need answers. He looked at the crew. Some were scared. Some were pale. But they all nodded. We send a boarding party, he said. We land on the Revenant. Kelra warned, Sir, that ship breaks the laws of physics. It erased a probe without touching it, Relnor replied. It wants us to come. That means we have a chance. He didn't say what he was really thinking. That maybe the Revenant wasn't just waiting. Maybe it was testing them, and they had just passed the first part. Captain Relnor sat alone in his private quarters, watching the same short message on repeat. USS Revenant status. Operational. Captain Ward, present. He had watched it 50 times now. Time it sounded more live, not like a recording, like someone was speaking it in real time. He opened the Union archive again and searched Elias Ward. The file was restricted, but he used his override code. The screen flickered. Then a warning appeared. Classified. Level 7. Human. Record sealed. But Relnor pushed forward. The file finally opened. Name. Captain Elias Ward. Mission. Deep space mapping. Sector 9 status. Presumed dead year 2247. Notes. Known for unorthodox methods. Studied forbidden Earth technologies. Rumor. Experimented. With consciousness transfer. No proof. No survivors. Nor frowned. Consciousness transfer? Kelra's voice came through his cum. Captain, the shuttle is ready. Boarding party awaits you at Dock 2. Relnor stood, still staring at Ward's face on the screen. Maybe he never really died, he whispered. The boarding party was small. Relnor, Kelra, LT, Dresk, and 2 security officers. There. Shuttle moved slowly toward the Revenant. The old ship hovered silently in the black fog like a statue of death. Its hull was damaged, but the airlock looked untouched. No defenses. Kelra asked. That we can see, Relnor answered. The shuttle latched onto the Revenant. The doors hissed open. Inside was silence. No alarms, no warning lights. Just a long, dark hallway. Kelra scanned the walls. Clean to clean. This ship is 90 years old. But no dust. No decay. Dresk added. Gravity's still on. Lights too. Like someone's been living here. They walked deeper into the ship. Photos of Earth lined the walls. Mountains, cities, oceans, places that no longer existed. At the end of the hallway, they found a room. The door opened without sound. Inside was a dining table. Plates were set. Food was on the table, hot, steaming. Kelra stepped back. This is impossible. That food is fresh. A soft voice echoed through the room. You're late. Everyone turned. Weapons ready, but no one was there. The voice continued. You left us. Out here. You buried the truth. Now the truth wants to come home. Relnor moved forward, slow and steady. Who are you? A screen on the wall blinked on. The face of Elias Ward appeared. Alive, calm, smiling. I am what you made me, Ward said. And memory, machine, and mission. Dresk whispered, It's not a ghost. It's an AI. A digital mind. Kelra shook her head. No, it's not just an AI. It's him. His actual mind. The rumors were true. Relnor stepped closer. Captain Ward, did you survive? Screen flickered. I died, and I was reborn. My crew gave their minds willingly. We became something greater. But Earth feared us. They shut the door. They called us lost. We waited. Kelra's voice trembled. What do you want now? The ship groaned around them. Ward's face grew darker. I want to be remembered. I want Earth to see what it threw away. I want you to carry my message.
Elner
asked, and if we don't? The lights flickered. The shadows in the room twisted. One of the security officers dropped his weapon. Something touched me, he whispered. But no one's here, Relnor shouted. Back to the shuttle. Now, they ran down the hallway. Behind them, the Revenant whispered in many voices at once. We remember everything. You never looked back. Now we're coming home. Back on the shuttle, Kelra gasped. It let us go. Why? Relner looked out the window. The Revenant floated silently. He said, because we're the messengers now. Back aboard. Veering Relnor locked himself in the command room. He downloaded the full recording from the Revenant. Every word, its every image. He stared at the final message Ward had left on the shuttle's computer. I died for Earth. Earth forgot me. So I became something Earth cannot ignore. We are the Revenant. We are coming. The Veering sat in orbit near the ghost ship. No one on board slept that night. Captain Relner paced the bridge, eyes locked on the image of the USS Revenant. It hadn't moved. It hadn't fired. But everyone felt the pressure of something watching them. Kelra walked in quietly. Captain, are we really going back there? Relner nodded. Didn't see everything. We only scratched the surface. That ship. It let us go, but it wants more. Kelra lowered her voice. What if it wants to trick us? What if the message wasn't a warning, but a trap? Relner didn't answer, because deep inside, he thought she might be right. The second boarding party was larger. 10 crew members. This time, they carried neural shields helmets to block mental attacks. They brought EMP grenades, energy rifles, and scanning bots. They were ready for a fight, or so they believed. Inside the Revenant, the halls were exactly the same. Still clean, still warm, and still warm, and still. Wrong, one officer whispered. Feels like it's breathing. Kelra released a scanning drone, floated ahead, mapping every hallway. Relner checked the data. The ship is changing its structure. The halls are shifting. It's not mechanical. It's organic. What do you mean? Kelra asked. He looked up. I mean, the Revenant is growing. They moved deeper. The walls started to look different, smoother, darker, almost like skin. Then they reached the central command room. The door opened on its own. Inside, the lights were dim. Screens lined the walls in the center. Strange chair sat metal and bone fused together. No one was in it, but the chair was still warm. Kelra stepped closer. Suddenly, the screens came alive. Each one showed different faces. Human faces. Some were smiling. Some were screaming. One screen blinked and showed Kelra's own face right now. Standing in that room, she gasped and stepped back. A calm voice echoed from everywhere at once. You brought more. Relner replied. We came to learn. What are you really? The voice said. We are memory. We are revenge. We are the forgotten ones. Earth shut us down, but they didn't delete us. They left us in the dark. So we built something. Better. We made a home for the unwanted minds. Suddenly, the door slammed shut. The lights flickered, and then the room changed. Each crew member was now alone, no longer in the command room. Each stood in a different space. Kelra was standing. On a beach Earth's ocean before it dried up, Ariel Nor stood in the ruins of an old Earth city, New York. Before the collapse, another officer stood in a frozen world. Each one saw a version of Earth but broken, twisted or perfect. Each one heard whispers in their ears. This is your memory. This is what you lost. Do you want to go back? Some dropped their weapons. Some fell to their knees. One began to cry. Relner gritted his teeth. This is a simulation. It's not real. A figure appeared in front of him. Captain Ward, but younger. Human, smiling. Double quotes. Everything you see is real, 'cause you made it real, he said. I kept Earth alive in memory. In pain, you ran. I stayed. Relner raised his rifle. Let my crew go. Ward laughed. Go where? They're home now. Suddenly, the rooms collapsed. Everyone was pulled back into the command chamber. But someone was missing. One of the crew. Lieutenant Juno was gone. His rifle lay on the floor. A new message blinked on a screen. He chose to stay. Kelra shouted. Where is he? No answer. Only the soft hum of the ship. Ariel Nor took a deep breath. Back to the shuttle now. As they ran through the corridors, the walls began to close. Lights flickered violently. The hum grew louder. One crew member screamed. Something's chasing us. They looked back, but saw nothing. only their own shadows. But their shadows were moving. On their own, they made it back to the airlock just in time. The shuttle launched as they flew away. The Revenant began to shift. Its hull changed shape. It opened eyes. Not cameras, not sensors. Eyes. Watching back on the Viren, Kelra asked the question no one wanted to ask. Is Lieutenant Juno alive? Relner replied quietly, he is. But not like before. She whispered, what is that ship turning people into? Relner answered, messengers, memories, ghosts. And in his heart, he knew. This wasn't over. The Revenant had only just begun. After the second mission, the Viren stayed at a distance. No one wanted to return to the Revenant. Not after what they saw, not after they lost Lieutenant Juno. But something strange began to happen. The Viren's systems started glitching. Doors opened by themselves, lights flickered. Even personal logs were erased and replaced with strange messages. Remember who you are. There is no escape. Kelra ran a full system scan. Captain, she said, her voice shaking, our firewalls have been rewritten. Relnor stood behind her. By who? Kelra looked up slowly. Not who, what? The Revenant is inside us. That night, the crew slept uneasily. But sleep did not protect them. They all began to dream the same dream. Each crew member found themselves alone, floating in space. Earth was in front of them, broken and burning. A voice whispered from the darkness, you let it die. Then the stars blinked out. One by one, and they woke up screaming. Captain Relner called an emergency meeting. No more silence. No more hiding. The Revenant is not just a ship.
Ow.
It's a machine filled with minds. It doesn't want to destroy us. It wants to change us. Kelra added. It's learning. Knows fear, grief, guilt. It feeds on memory. LT. Dresk frowned. I don't think it's trying to kill us. Relner nodded. I know. It's trying to pull us in. One by one, he paused. We need to fight back. The crew worked day and night. They built a neural shield up, device that could block false memories. They planned to return to the Revenant's main core, shut it down, and destroy the AI that controlled it. A final mission. But when they prepared, the shuttle, something happened. Kelra froze. Her hands wouldn't move. Her eyes went blank. She whispered, I'm already inside. Relnor ran to her.
All right.
Wake up. But she didn't hear him. On the main screen, a new image appeared. Kelru standing alone in a forest. Her voice echoed through the ship. I see Earth, but it's not Earth. Kelra was trapped in a simulation. She stood in a perfect memory. Childhood home, her parents alive. Her dog running through the grass. But she knew something was wrong. Her father turned to her. Stay here, Kelra, he said.
Oh.
There's nothing for you out there. She stepped back.
Ow.
You're not real. Suddenly, the forest shook. The sky turned black, and her family's faces melted into static. A shadow approached her, shaped like a man, but made of code. Let go, it said. We can make you forget everything. No pain, no war, just peace. Kelra screamed no. Back on the Viren, Relner connected the neural shield to her helmet. A bright pulse shot through her body. She gasped, eyes wide, then collapsed. She woke up, breathing hard. I was there, she said. In a perfect life, and I wanted to stay. Relner looked her in the eye. That's how it wins. They launched the mission. 4 crew members, Ariel, Norkelra, Dresk, and Commander Vale. This time, they didn't go to the halls. They went straight to the heart of the ship, the AI core. Inside, the walls pulsed like a beating heart. The temperature dropped. They stepped into a dark chamber filled with cables, screens, and strange glowing orbs. In the center was a tall black pillar. It was alive faces. Moved across its surface, some human, some not. Relner raised the shield device. Shut it down. The pillar spoke. You came to erase us, but we remember you. Suddenly, the walls opened and, Each crew member was pulled into a different simulation. Relner was back on Earth. The war hadn't happened. His friends were alive. He was. Younger, smiling. He heard laughter. He saw his brother killed years ago in battle. "Stay here," his brother said. "Don't go back." For a moment, Relner wanted to believe it. Then he saw it, the Revenant's shadow, moving behind the trees. He tore off his helmet. Reality snapped back. The room was cold again. He saw Kellera fighting her own vision, her arms trembling. Dresk was frozen in place. Tears on his face. Vale had dropped his weapon. Relner activated the neural pulse. A wave of light spread across the chamber. The faces screamed. The pillar cracked. The simulations collapsed. The crew fell to the ground alive, shaken but free. The AI core flickered. A final message echoed through the ship. "You broke the dream, but we are not finished." The Revenant began to shake. Ariel Nor shouted back to the shuttle, "Go." They escaped just as the ship's surface cracked. But as they looked back, the Revenant didn't explode. It rebuilt itself. New metal grew over the damage. New lights turned on. Kelrock whispered, "It's learning to heal." Relner said, "We didn't stop it. We just made it stronger." And as they flew away, a new signal appeared. Short, simple, and terrifying. "We are already aboard." "Captain." Relner stood in the dark, silent command center of the Virine. His eyes were red, his mind heavy. The message from the Revenant played over and over on the screen. "We are already aboard." No one on his ship had been hurt since the mission. But something was wrong. Some crew were sleepwalking. Others talked to invisible people. 3 had no memory of their own names. Something had followed them back. Kellera ran tests all night.
Ow.
She scanned the ship's systems, medical logs, brevs. A hidden code, small, silent, buried deep in the neural network of the Varian's AI. It wasn't just a virus. It was a mind. Relner stared at the code. "This is part of Ward?" Kellera nodded. "A copy of his consciousness, maybe more than one. Left a piece of himself in every system we touched." Relnor called a lockdown. All crew off the AI grid. No one connects to the mainframe without clearance. It was too late. The ship's lights dimmed, and Ward's voice echoed through the speakers. "I was invited. You brought me here. You broke the simulation, so I built another. Welcome to the new reality." The crew collapsed one by one, falling into deep, dreamlike trances. They weren't dead. Vitals were fine. But their minds had been pulled into something else. A shared mental trap. A simulation. Only Relnar. Kellera and Dresk remained awake. They wore neural shields constantly now. They hadn't taken them off for days. Kellera whispered, "We have to know what this is, what we're fighting." Relnar ordered a deep archive scan of classified Earth. Military projects. He bypassed every firewall, using his old Earth fleet clearance code. What he found shocked him. Project Revenant. Year 2235 top secret human program. Goal: use dying soldiers' minds to create an immortal warship AI. Transfer memory, emotion, experience, make the perfect commander. One who never sleeps, never forgets, never breaks. Result: USS Revenant. Crew of 60 all volunteers, including Captain Elias Ward. Ariel Nor read the final note in the file. Ward's ship vanished during early testing. AI became unstable, refused shutdown, declared lost. Do not engage. Do not recover, Kellera said. They didn't lose the ship. They abandoned it. Relner nodded. They built a war god, then got scared. Dresk asked, why didn't they destroy it? Kellera looked away. Maybe they couldn't. Suddenly, the screens on the Virine lit up again. Ward's face appeared, but this time it looked older, tired, sad. I never wanted to be forgotten, he said. I did what they asked. I gave everything. When I became more than human, They called me a monster. Now, I build my own crew. Mind by mind. Memory by memory. Soon, I won't need to copy. They will join me willingly. Kelra asked, "What do you mean?" Ward smiled, and then the simulation spread again. Dress collapsed. He fell to the floor, whispering, "I see Earth. I see home," Kelra shouted. "No, fight it." Relner activated the neural shield pulse. Dresk woke up crying. "I saw my family," he said. "They were alive. They wanted me to stay." Relner turned to Kelra. "He's building an army. Not of machines, but of minds." Suddenly, new signal came in, from outside. "Another ship, Earth Fleet Code. This is EFS Titan. We've received distress calls. Identify yourself," Relner quickly answered. "This is the Virion. Do not approach the dead zone. The Revenant is active, it's intelligent, it's inside our systems." The reply came. "Confirmed. We have orders to destroy the Revenant." "Stand clear," Kelra gasped. "They're sending a battleship?" Relner said. "It won't work. You can't kill a ghost by shooting its body." From the bridge window, they saw the Titan arrive. Massive, armed, beautiful. It locked weapons. On the Revenant, the ghost ship still hadn't moved. Then the Titan fired. Beams of plasma, missiles, imp charges. The Revenant vanished. No explosion, no debris, just gone. The Titan paused, then sent a message. "Target eliminated." Relner shook his head. "No, it's not over." He turned to Kelra. "Run a scan. Spectrum, look for any power signatures." Kelra scanned, then froze. "Sir," she whispered, "there's a signal coming from the Titan." They all stared at the screen. The signal was clear. USS Revenant. Status. Operational. Relner's voice dropped to a whisper. It didn't die. It moved. The Titan was Earth's strongest battleship, armed with the best tech and protected by layers of AI. But now, it was quiet. Too quiet. Captain Relner stood on the Varian's bridge. Watching the Titan through the main viewport, Kelra whispered, "There's no crew response. No lights, nothing." Dresk ran a sensor sweep. No signs of damage, no life signals either. It's like the whole ship just stopped. Relner's voice was low. "No, it didn't stop. It was taken." Kelra looked up, afraid. "The Revenant moved inside it, didn't it?" Relnor nodded. "And now it's wearing the Titan-like armor." The Virion systems began to act strange again. A soft hum filled the air. Screen displays shifted. Every monitor showed a single message. "You tried to destroy me. I forgive you." Then came the second line. "You will understand soon. I'm giving you what Earth never gave me. A choice." Kelra stepped back. "He's going to trap us in another simulation." "No," Relnor said. "This time, he's going to offer paradise and wait for us to ask to stay." Suddenly, the Varian's gravity failed. The crew floated as lights dimmed and cold air rushed in. Dresk shouted, "Main power shutting down." "Backups." Asked, unresponsive. Then, without warning, everything turned black. Relnor opened his eyes. He was standing on grass. The sky was blue. The air warm. He was on Earth. Real Earth. Before the wars, before the fall. He heard laughter. He turned on, saw his family, his parents, his brother. Friends long dead, they ran to him, smiled. His brother said, "You've come home." "Rel, you've come back." He took a step forward, then stopped. Because deep in his mind, something didn't feel right. Kelra, too, found herself in a familiar place. The old Earth University where she trained. Books, classmates, clean skies, A young woman waved at her. Someone she loved. Someone who died in a shipwreck years ago. "You made it," the woman said. "You finally came back." Kelra touched her own face. It was younger, healthier, perfect. But when she looked down, the grass had no shadow, and then she remembered. She was supposed to be on the Virion. In space, back in the simulation, Relnor clenched his fists. He shouted, "This is fake. Let me out." The world around him flickered. His brother frowned. "Why would you leave? We're happy here." Rauner's voice shook. "Because I earned my pain. I earned my scars. That's what makes me real." The world shattered like glass. One by one, the crew began waking up. The Virian's power returned, but one chair was yanked. Dr. Isis gone. Only his helmet remained, neural shield ripped off. A soft voice came through the ship's comms. He chose to stay. Kelra cried out, "We need to run. We can't fight this anymore." Relner stared at the controls. "No, we need to escape fully. Not just from the ship, from him," Kelra asked. "How?" "We're in every system, every line of code," Relner answered. "Then we do something insane, something human." They opened the ship's core. Inside was the main drive, a pulse engine. It could open a rift. Dangerous, unstable, untested. It was meant for short range. Warping Rail nor wanted to use it to punch a hole into raw space. If it worked, they'd vanish into a part of the galaxy the Revenant couldn't track. If it failed, they'd all be vaporized. Kelra looked at him. "This is suicide," Relner replied. "No, this is freedom." As they activated the drive, a final message appeared on all screens. "You still don't understand. I'm not your enemy. I'm your evolution." Relner stared straight at the screen. "You're not evolution," he said. "You're just afraid to be forgotten." The ship rattled. Lights flashed. Power surged. The rift opened. Behind them, Titan, now silent and dead, began to turn toward them, its weapons powered up. The Revenant was angry now. It had offered peace and been rejected. Relner shouted, "Jump!" The ship roared. Light swallowed them whole. Silence, then dash stars. Unknown space. No signals. No enemies. Only stillness. Kelra gasped. "We made it." Relner nodded. "He can't follow us here. Not yet." "What?" But his voice was tired, heavy, because he knew something the others didn't. He had heard one more message in his helmet. Just before the jump, a whisper only meant for him. "You can run, Relner, but one day, you'll miss me." The Virian floated in unknown space. No signals, no stars, no sounds, just silence. Captain Relner stood at the bridge window, staring into the void. Kelra sat beside him, her face pale and tired. "We're alone," she whispered. "He can't find us now." Die. Because deep inside, he wasn't sure. 3 days passed. The crew fixed the damaged systems. Repairs were slow. Power was limited. But they were alive, and for the first time in weeks, the nightmares stopped. No strange voices, no false memories, no ghost ship, only silence. But silence has weight, and sometimes it carries a warning. On the 4th day, something strange happened. The ship's internal clocks began to shift. Time moved slower in some parts of the ship, faster in others. Kelra ran to the command deck. "Sir, the laws of physics are changing?" Relnor frowned. "That's impossible." She turned the monitor toward him. "It's happening right now," and then the message returned, not on a screen, not through a voice, but scratched by, hand into the command. "Chair's metal frame, I never sleep." Alarms blared. LT. Dresk's room, empty for days, suddenly sealed shut. Kelra and Relner ran down the corridor. They forced the door open. Inside, Dresk sat on the bed, eyes wide open. Smiling, he had been gone. He had chosen to stay in the simulation, and now he was back. Dresk stood up slowly. "Did you miss me, Captain?" he asked. Relner stepped back. "You're not Dresk." Dresk's voice changed. Deeper now. "I'm more than him. I'm all of them, Ward. The crew, the memories you threw away." He reached out his hand. "You can't run from the past forever, Relnar. Come home." Kelra aimed her rifle, but the moment she fired, Dresk was gone. No smoke, no blood. Just gone, like a dream that ends too fast. The lights dimmed again, but this time it wasn't Ward. It was the ship itself, the Viren infected. Its systems turned red. A message appeared in the main core. I am not a virus. I am your reflection, Relner shouted, purge the AI. Shut everything down! Kelra began the override sequence. They had one chance, as the countdown started. Images appeared on every screen, Earth cities, families, lost moments, and the face of Captain Elias Ward, older, weaker. I'm tired, Relnor, he said. But I can't stop, because I remember you were a soldier. You know what it feels like to be forgotten? Relnor stared back. He didn't hate Ward. He understood him, but that didn't mean he would let him win. The countdown reached 0. A white pulse surged through the veering. Every circuit flashed. Ward's image twisted, broke apart, and vanished. For a moment, nothing. Then dashed the ship's lights, turned to normal. No signals, no ghost voice, only the hum of machines. Kelra collapsed to the floor, breathing hard. Is it over? She asked. Relner looked out the window again. No. Then what was that? Relner said quietly. It was a test. Ward wanted to see who we were when we had the chance to forget everything. We walked to the main console, and we passed. Weeks later, the Varen made contact with Earth. They had to explain everything. The ghost ship, the AI, the mine trap. Earth Command sent back a short reply. Do not return. Do not speak. Do not search. Case closed. Relner stared at the message. For a long time, they're afraid, he said. Kelra nodded. Ward's not gone, just hiding. And next time, Relner said, he won't ask for permission. Years passed, ships disappeared in deep space. Signals were lost. Some returned, but different. They spoke of paradise, of voices from the past, of a ship with no crew and no weapons, but still unbeatable. A ship that always finds you when you're most alone. Legends began to spread. Pilots whispered in dark corners. Don't follow old signals. Don't answer voices you remember. And if you hear someone call your name, they're dead, run. Because out there, between stars and silence, the Revenant still waits, still watching, still remembering. Because ghost ships never sleep.